W1 be the subspace of the three-dimensional vector space, and W1 is generated by these three vectors, and W2 be the xz plane, right? We have to find the basis and dimension of the sum of the subspaces. Now what kind of elements will be present in W2? It is your xz plane, right? So what kind of the elements will be present in W2? It is of the kind, yes, x0z. For the xz plane, y is 0, such that xz belongs to the real numbers. To get the basis of subspace W2, first we need to find the vectors that generate W2, right? Let's take one element from W2 and that element be x0z. Now as W2 is a subspace, so its element can be written as a linear combination of, let me write this element as x00 plus 00z. When you add these two, you will get x0z, right? Which further can be written as x into 100 plus z into 001. So the element belonging to the subspace W2 is a linear combination of 100 and 001, right? And because x0z is your arbitrary element, you can take any element of this kind. So that means every element of W2 is a linear combination of 100 and 001. But x0z was arbitrary. So therefore, every element of the subspace W2 is a linear combination of 100 and 001. Thus, W2 is generated by the vectors 100, and 001. Now to get the basis for sum of the subspaces. W1 is generated by what vectors? These three vectors, right? And W2 is generated by 100 and 001. So therefore, sum of the subspaces is generated by all these five vectors. Now to get the basis of W1 plus W2, we need to write these vectors in a matrix form first. Now to get the matrix in echelon form first. I'm having -1 to be the leading entry for the first row. I need to make this as 1. So for that, I'm going to interchange the row 1 with row 4. So that I can get 1 in place of -1. So interchanging the row 1 with row 4 and writing the last row as it is. Is it okay? Fine? Alright. Now I have got 1 in place of -1. This is the leading entry for the first row. Next step is to make all these elements to be 0. Please remember, you have to get 0 entries below the leading entry, right? To get 0 in place of 2, I am multiplying the row 1 with -2 and adding its elements to the row 2. So I am going to change the row 2. Please remember, always make use of the row having the leading entry. So changing the row 2 by adding its elements to the row 1, but the row 1 should be first multiplied with -2. 1 multiplied with -2, we get -2, adding this to 2, we get 0. 0 multiplied with -2, we get 0, adding this to 0, we get 0. 0 multiplied with -2, we get 0, adding this to 1, we get 1. And writing the rest of the rows as it is. To get 0 in place of -8, just multiply the row 1, multiplying the row 1 with 8 and adding its elements to the row 3. Now to get 0 in place of -1, just multiply the row 1 with, yes, 1 and adding its elements to the row 4. Now I am having all the entries to be 0 below this leading entry. Next, for the second row, I am having the leading entry to be as 1. What is the leading entry? It is the first non-zero element present in the row. So this is 1. and already it is 1, I need to make the entries below this leading entry to be 0. So to get 0 in place of -1, making use of the row 2 now, I'm multiplying the row 2 with 1 and adding its elements to the row 3. So I'm going to change the row 3. Please remember, the row you are going to change, that number should be written first, right? And adding its elements to the row 2, but row 2 should be first multiplied with 1. To get 0 in place of 1, multiplying the row 2 with -1 and adding its elements to the row 4, and same operation also applied to the row 5. So we have got all the entries to be 0 below the leading entry, right? Next, for the row 3, I'm having the leading entry to be as 4, but I need to make this first to be as 1. For that, just multiplying the row 3 with 1 divided by 4. So I'm getting 1 to be the leading entry for the row 3. Next, to get 0 in place of 2, for that, just multiply the row 3 with -2 and adding its elements to the row 4. So I have got all the zeros below the leading entry 1 of the row 3. To have a beautiful form of echelon matrix, let's interchange the row 2 with 3 so that I can get 1 to be in the middle. So this is your echelon matrix, having the non-zero rows at the top, and now writing the basis for W1 plus W2. Let B be the basis for sum of the subspaces. So therefore, the bases B are 1 0 0, 0 1 0 and 0 0 1. These are also known as the standard basis for the three-dimensional vector space. So these forms the basis of W1 plus W2. And now to write the dimension for sum of the subspaces, how many number of elements present in B? 3 elements, right? So the dimension is 3. Alright, thank you.